growing. It's a community. Grambling is an education, an experience. Grambling is legacy, tradition, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.
The official Grambling State University app is here, and the features make it 100 times easier for you to navigate through the semester. Get direct access to your grades, student email, your Tiger One card, news, the KGRM radio station, campus events, local weather, and more. There's even a map that'll show you exactly where you are on campus so that you can get to where you need to be. In your free time, you can stay up to date with the latest social media posts from the Grambling State University, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So head over to the App Store and download the Grambling State mobile app today.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us here for the latest episode of Prez Says. I'm Charles, Operations Manager here at KGRM, and I am just thrilled to be here this morning. I'm here with President Rick Gallot. It's his show. He's calling the shots. Today is Monday, April 4th, and such a beautiful day outside today in Grambling. Prez, how we doing today on this beautiful Monday?
You know what? Doing great, Charles. Thank you so much. You always say I'm calling the shots, but you know you call the shots around here. I just try to get in where I can fit in.
All right. There's nothing wrong with that. But look,
Yeah,
we
no,
had
it's a.
Oh,
Go ahead, Charles. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say a very eventful weekend, very beautiful weekend as well. Had a big turnout this weekend in Grambling. Everything was hustling and bustling. It felt like the fall semester, to be honest with you. Just a lot of positive things going on in the community, and a little surprise there as well for you on the end of your birthday. So happy birthday to you as well. I know we have the birthday fundraiser, but they also kind of surprised you there. Didn't they, Prez Gallot? Tell us a little bit about that and everything that went on there.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, it was a big weekend, and I have to start with my lovely wife Christy threw the first pitch at the softball game. So and she did make it across the plate. Most of the girls said it was a strike, so we were very excited about that. The boys and I to be a part of that with Christy and our softball team. So yeah, we did that, and then of course with everybody around on campus, we had our admissions and recruiting team out doing tours around campus and on-site admissions and all of that. It was a lot going on, and then of course you mentioned the birthday surprise and everything. I was very much surprised with the video montage at the halftime of the spring game. So I definitely want to thank everyone who played a part in putting it all together. I know Mr. B was complicit in getting videos done of my family and members of the cabinet to wish me a happy birthday. And then of course can't say enough about the world fame and actually playing happy birthday for me. And so often people think that it's like plug and play with the band. No, they actually have to spend time in rehearsal and all of that. So I just appreciate Dr. Roebuck and all of the world fame for taking the time to do that. That was probably the part that got me a little choked up, but luckily I didn't have to say anything, so nobody could see or hear the big lump in my throat.
Well, I saw the graphic of you just now with the jersey on. Appeared to be a custom jersey. It looks like you were ready to just hop on the field in that jersey there,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, my son AJ has been making fun of me ever since he saw that picture. He said I look a tad bit uncomfortable in the jersey, but no, that's a real game jersey. But you don't realize how tight fitting those
Yeah.
jerseys are. And of course, to think about putting pads in that jersey and putting it on, yeah, that's a lot. That's probably why I was in the band. I never had to to deal with that. But yeah, my boys are having a real kick out of seeing me in that jersey. I said it's kind of like, not that I've ever worn a girdle, but Spanx or girdles or whatever. It is tight fitting, I tell you.
Right, that compression
But
fit,
anything for the
absolutely.
cause, yeah. Anything for the cause. And of course, that graphic was part of a video we did for a fundraiser. And one of the things I started, really, I guess the first year, and it started as a prompt on Facebook, have a fundraiser connected to your birthday and contribute to a nonprofit, which, we did it through Facebook that first year. But then our former VP of advancement said, hey, why don't we move it to another platform so we're able to collect data on those who are giving and have additional information from them. So that's one of the things that we've continued to do. We didn't do it last year, of course, but and we've directed funds for different causes on campus. I think the first couple of years we did it, and the monies went to the Gap Fund. This year, with all the excitement around the football team and the fact that my birthday was falling on the weekend of the spring game, I said let's direct all of the funds to the football program. So that's what we're doing. I think that's going to be ongoing until 11:59 tonight. So if anyone wants to contribute to our Tiger football team, 100% of the proceeds of this fundraiser will go directly to the football program. No other enterprise at the university will get that. So give to the Grambling, to the G-Men.
Absolutely. And if you're viewing us on YouTube right now, that link in order to make that donation is going to be link.gram.edu/gmen. That's link.gram.edu/gmen. And those fundraiser funds are strictly from that link going to support the G-Men Fighting Tigers football team. And speaking of the G-Men, I know that this game that was just held this past weekend was one that a lot of fans were anticipating. For those who were keeping score, it appears that the black team edged out the gold team 7-6. This was the first spring football game for Grambling State University. It's called a spring game, but from what I hear Coach saying, it's more like a practice. There were a lot of things that they had to process and understand. We see some clips of the G-Men there and the band and the crowd, and it's just an amazing turnout for this spring game. A lot of tailgating, a lot of happiness, and a lot of G-Man football that we had going on there. Looks like we were taking a view of a breakaway play right there as well. So for the most part, what I'm hearing about that game is that the defense kind of had the upper hand for the most part. We did have senior quarterback Elijah Walker out there opening for the G-Men. Also had sophomore Noah Bowden as a series quarterback right there as well. So it looks like it's looking up for the G-Men. Prez, what's your thoughts about the game and how everything was going?
Oh yeah. Well, look. First of all, I mean, just the fact that we had tailgating and just all of the fans who wanted to be a part of the spring game on Saturday. I'm told there's never been a crowd like that for a spring game, which it for all practical purposes it's a scrimmage. I mean, it's it's us against us. I was having to explain that to my sons. They said, "Well, Dad, who are we playing today?" I said, "Well, we're playing ourselves." Well, how do we win? So it's really more of a practice, a scrimmage. So I mean, just all of the people that were there, it was just it was an amazing sight, and again, just all of the energy surrounding Eddie Robinson Stadium on Saturday was just phenomenal. And again, we had a softball game going on. We had admissions and recruitment. They were out in full effect, and it was really a great day. And then, God, talk about the band. Dr. Roebuck and the world fame brought in high school students who were able to audition for the world fame. They also marched in with the band and performed with them during the game from the stands. So it really gave an opportunity for high school students to really get a feel for the game day experience. And look, I can't imagine that any of the high school band members who were a part of that would consider going anywhere but Grambling, because it was electric. It really was. And the crowd was, I mean, again, for a spring game, it was just that, it's always interesting when you look at some of and I'm very measured in all of the social media that I actually follow. But there were some comments people said it was a great turnout. It was a great day. We had a great time. And then, of course, you always got a couple of haters out there who, there should have been more people. I was thinking, okay, were there a lot of people or not? But, there's always some hater on the sideline that's looking for some Debbie Downer who wants to find something negative to say. But I will tell you, the students had a great time. The student athletes had a great time. It was really good seeing Devontae Kincaid on the sideline. He has joined the coaching staff, and I tell you what, Devontae, as our quarterback in 2016, 2017, seeing him come back and be a part of Coach Jackson's staff was really, really great. And I saw Mr. B just slipped in that clip of the pivot, having them to broadcast their show. And having Jason Hatcher, former G-man, who was interviewed. It was great seeing. I don't think Jason's been back on campus in 10 years. So of course he played with the Redskins and with the Cowboys, and I took pictures with him. I always look so small standing next to this giant Jason Hatcher, but it was great seeing him. And again, the pivot was there broadcasting, and to see our GSU TV Center, our students involved in that live broadcast. And of course, Mr. B and Miss B helping to direct things. It was just a great experience to see them there, and it was quite a crowd that gathered to watch the show. And again, just another snapshot of what I believe the fall is going to look like. It's going to be just amazing and incredible. Can't wait for the fall football season.
Absolutely. If this past weekend is any preview of the fall season, fans may want to go ahead and get those season tickets now. Go ahead and do what you have to do to reserve your tailgating spots now, because it was a pretty good turnout. This is one of the largest turnouts for a spring game that I can remember. So a lot of fanfare, a lot of Gremlinites returning back to the OG, and it was a good time indeed. If you're just tuning in with us, we are here with President Rick Gallot. This is our latest episode of Prez Says. So I know that whenever we have any type of events on campus, one of the first priorities that we must have is safety. Grambling State University, it looks like we have released the G-Safe app. The G-Safe app allows you to anonymously report, I guess you could say, sketchy behavior to campus security. You can do this without talking to anyone, remembering phone numbers or emails. It's just the G-Safe app. You can download that for free on the App Store or on Google Play. And again, what this would allow you to do is to provide anonymous tips. You even have emergency resources, requests for safe transportation. Even believe that there's a feature for the safety maps on campus, as well as friend watch devices in function. So this is a great step toward just making our campus a lot safer. I know some of the times when people are reporting incidents that's happening on campus, you may not necessarily want to give all your personal information, but you do want to make sure that you and others are safe. So the G-Safe app is definitely an easy way for you to report that type of sketchy behavior anonymously while you're here on campus. So how did this
Absolutely.
app and everything come about, Prez?
Yeah, so we have been as I've been talking about over the last several months, engaging in a number of different safety enhancements for our campus, and so the G-Safe app is yet another of those safety tools that we now have in our toolbox, so to speak, to help keep our campus community safe. And there are just some really great features on the app. The request for a safety escort if a student or faculty or staff member feels like their safety may be in jeopardy, they can request a transport from the University Police Department. They are also able to connect with their friends. So if a student is going from their student housing to the cafeteria, their friends can and parents or anyone who's connected on the app can track their progress as they're moving about the campus. So there are a lot of different features. We were introduced to this technology and the company behind it from LSU. This is the same company that provides the safety app for the LSU campus, and so obviously this is branded for us, but it's not new technology; it's proven technology, and our student technology committee vetted it. They kicked the tires and believed that it was an app that they felt was appropriate and would be a value add for our campus community. So again, another opportunity for our students to be engaged in how we will continue to improve the safety on our campus. So this is definitely one additional step in the right direction to ensure that Grambling State University's campus is safe, and our students know it, our faculty, our staff, as well as any people who may want to do some harm will know that there is this app that's on phones all across the campus and could potentially thwart any bad behavior.
Awesome. And this is not just exclusive for students, right? Like, could
That's correct.
anyone could use
I
this app,
downloaded
correct?
it. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm telling you, it is so easy. It only takes a couple 2-3 minutes to go through the entire setup process. It is probably one of the easiest apps I've ever loaded on my phone. So as you mentioned, if you're an Android user, if there are any Android users still out there, go to Google Play.
Hey, I'm an Android user. Like,
or
hey.
or if you're an iPhone user, go to the App Store and download it. It's super easy, and it's again something that I'm really proud of that we are continuing to make our campus safety, making our campus safe, and utilizing technology that's available to do that. So if you haven't done it already, G-Safe is the app, and download it and get it on your phone.
Absolutely. So while we're talking about safety here, Louisiana did recently lift the mask mandate requirements, and looks like the campus of Grambling State University is following suit. So even though the mask mandates are being lifted, how does that affect any previous safety protocols that were in place for COVID?
Yeah, so again, we have consistently followed the advice of the CDC and Louisiana Department of Health, and of course the governor's office. So as these mask restrictions have been lowered, we have followed suit, and so you are no longer mandated or required to wear a mask. However, if you are someone who may have underlying health issues, are immune compromised, then certainly you're welcome and encouraged to continue to wear your mask anywhere here on the campus. And so, again, when you look at the fact that over the last several weeks, there have been no reported COVID cases on campus. We are still continuing our Res Life, continuing to do random COVID tests. Testing is still available at Grambling Hall. Vaccinations are still available, again, courtesy of the Louisiana National Guard. So I think this is a time to, if you're not already vaccinated, you can still get those vaccinations. And there's always the reporting of other mutants or other variants out there. So I don't think we can say that that COVID is completely gone, but certainly we like where we are right now in terms of how we're able to get back to living our lives in a more normal way.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're just joining us, we are here with President Rick Gallot for the latest episode of Prez Says. This is the first week of the month of April, and it looks like Tiger Fest is already underway. If you haven't heard or you haven't been around Grambling State University's campus in the spring, Tiger Fest is always one of those events that students can't wait to just unwind and just have a little fun. This year, the Favorable Student Union Board, Tiger Fest 2022, it will be GSU students only. Stuff kicked off on the 1st with a Zydeco and crawfish boil. Today, the 4th, you can participate in the field day. That's going to be held at the old track from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. And then they're also going to have a lyrics and flow session. This is going to be in conjunction with the Lyceum Committee with special guest star Harold Green. Harold Green, alum here. I believe he graduated. I know he attended here at Grambling State University. That's going to be held at T.H. Harris Auditorium from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m., followed by a dance battle tomorrow on the quad, followed by the Black Market Exchange and the non-Greek Steps show on the 6th, and then concluding things on Thursday with the Trendsetters Thursday edition there on the courtyard of the Yard at 12 noon, and the Student Choice Award Met Gala edition held at T.H. Harris Auditorium the evening of April 7th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Prez, if we're talking, since we're talking safety, we're talking the G-Safe app, the mask mandate. So the students only aspect of Tiger Fest, just another precaution to keep our students safe. I'm assuming you want to go ahead and elaborate on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, as we continue to develop ongoing safety measures, right now we felt that it was appropriate to, we want our students to have a good college experiences, no question about that. However, we have to balance that and measure that based upon known risk at this time. And so, as we met with and spoke with with FSUB, and I certainly want to applaud the leadership of the Favorable Student Union Board leadership. I mean, they are so incredibly dedicated to providing programming for our students. And so, as we talked through, what the activities would be, we wanted to, again, try to do this in such a way that we can keep our students as safe as possible. And as we know, the vast majority of safety risk that we have experienced have been from outsiders. And so we are focusing these activities for our students only. They're the ones who, pay a fee for student activities. They're the ones who should enjoy it. And, I would just mention and certainly, appreciate our students adhering to the protocols and not, having non-students, outsiders, trying to help facilitate them being a part of these activities. And so it's different. Look, as a, someone who grew up in this community like you did. I mean, there have been times that the community at large was able to participate in a lot of these events. At this point, we think it's better, and we're going to err on the side of caution and safety. So we want to make sure that our students get to enjoy these activities without having non-students or outsiders to be a part of it. And while we're on the subject, we were in consultation with our law enforcement partners, our Homeland Security, State Police, the Sheriff's Department, and others who have been working with us. We felt that it was better not to have programming that would go late into the evening, into late night, because again, that's when we found the biggest safety risks to occur. So it's not everything that we wanted to do, but I think we tried to strike a good balance. And although disappointed, the student leadership understood why we were sort of drawing the line where we did, and again, they're going to make the best of it. And as we go forward, we certainly intend to be able to do more.
Right, and it's like you said, better safe than sorry. Safety always going to be top priority, regardless of the event that's happening. So, I'm pretty sure parents, faculty, and staff can appreciate that move as well. Just anything we can do to keep our students safe while enjoying themselves. Because even in my undergrad, the outsider element of Springfest is because the Grambling is kind of a place where everybody wants to be. So, I can understand that.
Well, and one thing I do want to just point out very briefly is that this is a point in time where I think we all have to buy into keeping our campus safe. So for all the naysayers and folks in the peanut gallery and those who are just looking to try and have their 15 seconds of fame on social media, drop all the nonsense, okay, and help us to support safety across our campus. And so it's always interesting that folks will jump out on Twitter and have a whole lot to say, but won't come in and talk to me face to face. So there is a real life opportunity to have conversations, to engage in productive dialogue. But don't go hide behind your little Twitter handle. If you got something to say, Prez will definitely talk to you. Come see me, okay? Don't go jumping on Twitter, talking slick and having a lot to say. Come talk to me in person, please.
All right, straight from the man himself. So I see that recently looks like you had a little tour in South Louisiana here. A great ambassadorship tour between yourself, the Department of Advancement, Research, and Economic Development as well. I think even the band had a little involvement with this tour down south as well. Give us a little more information about that, Prez.
Oh yeah. So look, this is something that was initiated by the late Bernetta Ambres. She's was an alum who lived down in Laplace, Louisiana. And so this actually started 2 years before I became president. And so I hear the music. So why don't we just stop and then I can just jump in and talk more about it when we get on the other side of the break.
Okay, that sounds good. Again, if you're just joining us here, this is Prez Says. I'm Charles here with Rick Gallot Jr., president of Grambling State University. Looks like we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of that break, we'll have more information about that South Louisiana tour and much more here on Prez Says.
You got 100 happy days coming your way. 100 happy days. So put a smile on your face. 99 problems, you know you ain't got them. Good times are here to stay. You got 100 happy surprise you. Spending all your time looking for a pot of gold. It doesn't matter if you miss.
The world-famed Tiger Marching Band presents Click It or Ticket. Drive sober or get pulled over.
The official Grambling State University app is here, and the features make it 100 times easier for you to navigate through the semester. Get direct access to your grades, student email, your Tiger One card, news, the KGRM radio station, campus events, local weather, and more. There's even a map that'll show you exactly where you are on campus so that you can get to where you need to be. In your free time, you can stay up to date with the latest social media posts from the Grambling State University Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So head over to the App Store and download the Grambling State mobile app today.
All right. We are back here. If you're just tuning in with us, we are here on the campus of Grambling State University for Prez Says, the latest episode of Prez Says. I'm your host, Charlston Talbert, here with President of Grambling State University, President Rick Gallot. And before the break, we were discussing the annual Bernetta Ambres Ambassador Tour. Now, this specific tour will connect GSU with high school students from John the St. Baptist Parish, Jefferson Parish, and Orleans Parish of Louisiana. So go ahead and continue telling us more about this effort here, because I know we must have had on-site admissions on site. Just give us a little information about what was going down with this event, Press.
Yeah, so thank you. And so we spent Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday visiting schools in Orleans, Jefferson, and St. John the Baptist parishes. And so I'd say over that period of 3 days, we probably saw close to 2,000 students. We had the student ambassadors, Sky and Kayla, and the other students who were part of just telling the high school students about their college experience, what got them to Grambling, and to be able to help connect them to their experience. This year we added Dr. Nicole Roebuck, as well as she had one of her assistants, Mr. Damon, and then Deontay Gibson, the head drum major, were part of the tour as well. So they were able to talk about the world-famed Tiger Marching Band. They did on-site auditions, and I don't hold me to the number, but I think Dr. Roebuck awarded over 30 scholarships, 30 band scholarships while we were on the road. So wow. It was it was a great opportunity for her to go out and audition some, and of course there are some really amazing musicians in and around New Orleans, and so we feel like the students that we were able to connect with, especially the band students, are really going to help us to grow and elevate the world fame this upcoming year. So that was great. We had Mr. Tim Stewart from the admissions office. Tim does an amazing job, and clearly he spends time down there because every school we went to knew him by name and talked about how connected he is with schools in the New Orleans area. So we had students who had applied and some who had their test scores and transcripts there with them, and we were doing admissions on site. We had one of the new signees to the Call Me Mr. And I know we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I'm wearing my Call Me Mr. shirt today, but there were students there who really were just excited that not only the admissions team and student ambassadors were there, but apparently I'm the only college president that actually goes and does this personal recruiting effort, and so certainly it is one of the more enjoyable aspects of what I do to be able to meet high school students and see what are their dreams and aspirations. What is it that they are passionate about and wanting to do in life, and how we can meet them where they are and help take them where they have the God-given talent and ability to go. And then, of course, it was also very helpful that we had Dr. Alan Jackson, our Director of Student Financial Aid, there as well. So he was able to not only talk about financial packages, but also what aid was available, encouraging those who had not completed their FAFSA to get that in, and to really talk with them about the opportunities to help finance their college education. So it was a really great trip. I can't say enough about Tori Dean and so many of the other alums who participated with us throughout the week of going to the different schools. We had the River Parishes Alumni Association to come to to East St. John High School, and we made a presentation, and we talked about the name of the tour is the Bernetta Ambres and Presidential Ambassadors Tour. Well, Miss Ambres passed away a couple of years ago, and so Audrey Alexis, we know him as Lex, took up the mantle and has been working to schedule and orchestrate this. And when you think about all these different schools that we were able to go to, and just timing the logistics and all of that, it is really a Herculean task. And so certainly want to give a shout out and thanks to Lex for all he did to make it happen. And we were able to present to Miss Ambres's husband, Kevin, an appreciation plaque of how much she meant to us, and the ability to continue on with this tour in her honor. And so, although Bernetta was true black and gold Tiger all the way, and Kevin's from that other school down South Louisiana, we have really just grown to be close, and I consider him a brother, not just a brother in Christ, but he's also a Kappa brother now. So definitely, excited to share that bond with him as well. But Kevin has really just been amazingly supportive of his wife while she was still alive, and then now continuing to support the mission and vision of this recruitment tour. So it again has been really great. It's something that I definitely look forward to, and just look forward to seeing these students get here this summer and this fall.
Absolutely. Awesome efforts there. While we're sticking to education here, GSU alum Marco French recently earned the Milken Educator Award for creating culture and excellence among educators and students. That's a big deal to have our products of Grambling State University being awarded for excellence in education, because that's what we want to promote here. That's what we're all here for at the end of the day. Let's speak on that a little bit, Prez, and what he has.
Yeah, sure. And look, I tell you what, Mr. French, honored us with being one of our commencement speakers back in the fall, and just to hear his story of how he, all of the challenges that he experienced along the way on his path to being an educator. He never gave up, and he knew that God had, that's him being honored right there.
Yeah,
and just the fact that he never gave up on God's purpose for his life as an educator. He is just a testament to how we meet students where they are, and help to take them where God has blessed them to be able to go. And he's so passionate about the work that he's doing, and he's impacting. He's having generational impact. It's one thing to meet someone and say hello and move on, yet the impact that he's having on his students are things that they will be able to take with them through life, and understanding that there is a place for you if you're willing to follow God's purpose and work hard and be just be great. That let the greatness that's in you come out. And again, I can't nearly tell his story the way that he did during graduation and at other times that he's told his story. But being being great and honored the way that he is doesn't come easy. There's tremendous sacrifice that's involved there. Not only financially, but certainly now he's he's being awarded and rewarded for all of the work, and that's not why he does it. He does it because he knows that there are kids out there who need someone like him dedicated to providing them the tools they need to be successful. So he's truly a success story, and someone that we're very grateful to be able to claim as grandpa.
All right. So I'm hearing music there in the background. So it looks like we're going to take another quick break here. Stay tuned. We have a couple more things here we need to get to with Prez Says. I'm Charles. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back right after this break.
You got 100 happy days coming your way. 100 happy days. So put a smile on your face. 99 problems, you know you ain't got them. Good times are here to stay. You got 100 happy days coming your way. Don't need a song for you to dance. Go ahead and get up. Just live your life and take a chance. Cause it just might surprise you. Spending all your time looking for a pot of gold. It doesn't matter if you miss.
What is Grambling? Grambling is growing. It's a community. Grambling is an education, an experience. Grambling is legacy, tradition, and the future. What is Grambling? Grambling is all of this and more. Grambling is the place where everybody is somebody.
The official Grambling State University app is here, and the features make it 100 times easier for you to navigate through the semester. Get direct access to your grades, student email, your Tiger One card, news, the KGRM radio station, campus events, local weather, and more. There's even a map that'll show you exactly where you are on campus so that you can get to where you need to be. In your free time, you can stay up to date with the latest social media posts from the Grambling State University, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So head over to the App Store and download the Grambling State mobile app today.
All right, we are back with the final segment of Prez Says. I'm Charles, here with Grambling State University President Rick Gallot, and we have been busy this spring semester. Here recently, we did wrap up our Women's History Month Convocation, featuring none other than Louisiana State Senator Katrina Jackson. Had a pretty good message for all in attendance there. Do believe that she initially, when she first came out, asked students in attendance if they were coming from the Senate District 34, which is the district that she represents and serves, which would be parts of Concordia Parish, East Carroll, Madison, Morehouse, Ouachita, Richland, and I believe Tensas parishes. Always good to have Senator Jackson here speaking with us. Prez, you want to speak on importance of taking time to recognize Women's History Month and everything that's an importance going on along with that?
Absolutely, and certainly we were very grateful to Senator Jackson for taking time, especially while the legislative session is going on, to
Right.
come and share a word with our campus community in observance of Women's History Month. Senator Jackson is just she's phenomenal. Although she did make one mistake by going to another institution, not Grambling, she works hard for us, just like as if she did attend Grambling. She's a fierce advocate for women and children's issues. She's a fierce advocate for our HBCUs. She has been one who's spoken out about being pro-life and the importance of protecting all lives. So she's someone who, again, in her professional career, has been just a real champion, and really she's got a lot more that I'm sure we will be seeing coming from Senator Jackson in the months and years to come. But again, she had a very uplifting message for those in attendance and those who may have been watching online. Senator Jackson is just, and she worked her way through worked as a staff member at the Capitol for the Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus. She was a committee attorney. So I mean, she's incredibly smart, very gifted attorney. She has her law practice there in Monroe, Louisiana, and she's fierce in the courtroom. She's fierce on the floor of the Senate. So she's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and I'm very thankful to be able to call her my friend, and just grateful again for all of her support for Grambling State University.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we continue rolling on with the events that are covered here, annually, Grambling State University gives special recognition to our undergrads and graduate students who have attained academic excellence. So this year, for our honors convocation, we had a lot of students being honored, and that's something that is always a plus to see students who are making the dean's list, president's list, honor roll. I believe we combined had a little over 3,400 students to receive some type of recognition during our honors convocation this year. That's a big deal, Press.
Oh, it's a huge deal, and as I said to the honorees at the program, too often the other aspects of campus life overshadow why we're here in the first place, and that is as an academic institution. And so to think, even during the pandemic, how well how many of our students just perform well. Again, there were more on the president's list than on the dean's list, which is the top, I think, 3.5 and above for the president's list. And so when you think about just the academic performance of our students, even in the midst of a pandemic, I think speaks volumes to just the high intellectual abilities that our students come here with. And it definitely is an opportunity for us to showcase and highlight just all of the amazing things that our students are doing. Now we had to combine, because we of course, coming out of the pandemic, the several semesters. So as we're moving forward, again, we just want to continue to encourage our students, and for those who may not have been honored this year, let this serve as perhaps incentive to be honored. Or if you were on the dean's list, perhaps you can strive to be on the president's list. And our students are amazing. They are the fuel that runs this engine we call Grambling State University. And so just very grateful for all of them, and good job, kudos to them all, and keep up the good work.
Exactly. Also on the campus of Grambling State University, after I think the past 2 years of having them virtually, students finally got to come on campus physically with potential employers at the 53rd annual career fair and athletic fair. And it's just such a great event to have, especially since it's been virtual. I know a lot of students and employers alike had to kind of transition to virtual due to the pandemic, and it was a big change for everyone. So to get back to a little bit of normalcy with having it in person must have been just a thrilling event. I know
Indeed.
that, yeah.
Yeah, no, look, it was great, and certainly hats off to the career services team for pulling this together. The in person career fair, the Lonnie Smith Career Fair. This is actually the second one this semester. The first one was virtual, and then of course this one was done in person. The employers were there out in big numbers. They appreciated the ability to meet with students face to face. It's one thing to do it over Zoom, but there's so much more that both the employer and the employee potential employee can gain from this actual in person interaction. So everyone was excited to be back in on campus and doing recruiting live and in person. And I think there were upwards of 70 employers who were there. I don't have the exact number of students, but certainly hundreds of students who took advantage of this opportunity to get in front of employers. And ultimately, my goal is that every student who matriculates at Grambling will have an internship. You can't say enough about the real life, real world experience that our students gain by participating and having an internship. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of these internships pay, and some of them are paying very well. So it's incumbent on our students to really get engaged with the Office of Career Services. Set up your accounts on Handshake. Get your LinkedIn profile up and professionally presented. There are all these things because ultimately you come to college to either go on to graduate school or to begin a career. And so, by taking advantage of internship opportunities, it really gives you a leg up in competing because it's competitive. The workplace is very competitive now. And so you need to be able to have more than just a degree. The experience is important as well.
Exactly. Have to be able to know how to communicate with those potential employers as well. It's one of the things that kind of got overlooked during the virtual experience. It's nothing like being face to face with the person that you're trying to basically sell your skill set to. So I commend those students for showing up for that event. Prez, I see we got a couple of items here before we call it quits here today. I do want to touch on the intramural center and definitely the funding for the Call Me Mr. program.
Let me just jump in. Yeah, I know our time is getting short here. So look, really excited that we've been able to reopen the intramural center. Students are able to swim in this brand new pool that we have. Again, all of this is because of students who took the first step back in 2012 and asked other students to help them and participate in getting the intramural center renovated and the new pool. So as you can see, our students have been there participating. I thought that was me turning the flip. No, I guess that wasn't me. But look, the facility is great. We had some delays in getting in because there were some issues, especially with the roofing, that had to be addressed before we would open it. So look, I'm really glad that students are able to go there and have fun in the intramural center and get their exercise going. Look, on the Call Me Mr. program, certainly the work that Dr. Knopflin and the Misters are doing is nothing short of phenomenal. And when you talk about having generational impact, that's exactly what Call Me Mr. Will do. And so because of the great work that Dr. Knopflin is doing, we were successful in convincing the United States Congress to invest or provide an earmark of $2 million to go directly
Wow.
to the Call Me Mr. program. And so when you think about, being able to provide scholarships and to provide resources to our misters, because we can't ask them to number one, come to college and pay for it and go into a field that is really underrepresented when it comes to African American males. I mean, African American males only make up 2% of classroom teachers across the country. But for those who have the passion for it, those who have the calling for it, we want to be able to wrap all the services that they need around them in terms of their books and assistance in the praxis exam, which has historically been a stumbling block for too many of our teacher education candidates. So we're providing the resources and all of the aids that they need in order to be successful. And so, in talking to Dr. Roy Jones at Clemson University, who we have partnered with on this 20-plus-year-old program, Dr. Jones indicated this is the largest single funding for a Call Me Mr. program in the 20-year history of Call Me Mr. And so, the strength of the partnership of Grambling State University and Clemson University, and I'm, again, wearing the Call Me Mr. Polo today, just showing support for our misters. Look, those guys are just, they're incredible. And they're not just, bookworms. I mean, like Isaiah's in the band, London Wright, who also works with the TV Center. They are involved students around campus. Of course, Jaderic, is the president of the Call Me Misters, and he's a scholar with the Reginald F. Lewis Scholar with the UL system. They're really involved. So they're multi-dimensional students who really are passionate about this work with being in teacher education. So I'm very thankful to Congresswoman Julia Letlow for supporting this initiative and bringing home the bacon, so to speak.
Excellent. And for those who didn't know, the Mr. in the Call Me Mr. program stands for mentors, instructing students toward effective role models. So that's definitely something positive that people can sink their teeth into, that the university is a part of. We got a couple of minutes left here, Prez. I do want to touch on the HBC League Pass collaboration going on with Grambling State University. I believe this was developed by the Urban Edge Network. So that's basically, we can view our sporting events online, or what exactly are the details with the HBCU League Pass collaboration?
So the content is not just athletics. Of course, athletics, drives the viewership. But if you just download the app and go on there and sign up, and you'll see programming from the band. Ultimately, we look to have all of our various programming on there. The content would include our Honors Day that just happened, all of our different speaker series. So next year, we would expect to have the Women's History speaker, for instance, live on the GSU channel on the HBCU League Pass. The spring game was on there on Saturday, but Calendar Girl and Coronation, all Greek shows, all of the different content that folks want to see. So if you can imagine, we've got students from 42 different states right now. That parents or family members may not be able to travel to campus to see a student being inducted into the President's Student Leadership Initiative. So they'd be able to see that programming on the League Pass. And, ultimately, when you think about driving revenue and at the end of the day, it is about generating revenue that will help support the mission of Grambling State University. And so not only does this provide an opportunity for those outside of the campus to see things that are going on here, but also giving us the opportunity to generate the revenue, the resources that we need in order to really adequately fund this institution. I've said, and they got it on Pivot over the weekend, and said, no longer are we okay with doing more with less. We want to do more with more. We have a strong brand. Advertisers want to be partnered with us. So I'm really excited about this partnership with the Urban Network, Urban Edge Network, and HBCU League Pass. The future is bright, and they're going to show us the money.
All right, Prez, I'm hearing the music. It seems like we always run out of time here. Real quickly before you give your last words, commencement, spring commencement. What are our dates for spring commencement?
So the spring commencement, this time we're going to do it all in one day, and it is
May 12th. It looks like I see it
May
there
12th,
on the
okay.
screen.
Yeah, so we'll have two ceremonies on that one day. We're still not at the point where we think we can put everybody together for one event. We did send out a student survey or graduate survey to ask students whether they wanted to have commencement in the stadium or in the commencement or the assembly center, and the survey came back more graduates wanted to do it in the assembly center. So I'm very big on having students involved in decisions that we make, especially when it comes to something as significant as commencement. So Ted James, former state representative, and he's now working with the Small Business Administration, the SBA, is going to be our speaker. And so Ted's a phenomenal leader. Again, he was a very distinguished state representative, and we're looking forward to having Ted here on campus to put some nuggets of knowledge and wisdom for our graduates.
Absolutely. Prez, I've enjoyed having you here today. Thank you all out there for joining us here for the latest episode of Prez Says. I'm Charles, and everybody have a nice day.